All right, in this video, we're gonna look at the standard 5.MD.5, which is actually a measurement standard. It's a little different than our geometry standard, but we're coming back around to it. We touched on this briefly. We touched on volume briefly back at the beginning of the year, but now we're really gonna come in and focus on additive volume. Now, additive volume means that we're gonna have some peculiar shapes that we're going to have to figure out what the volume of each shape is. And we're going to do this by splitting each one of these shapes, each one of these 3D objects, into a little bit more manageable chunk and then re-adding the volumes for each one. Now, as a review, the formula for volume is length times width times height. Okay, so let's look at this particular one. There's a couple of ways that we can go about this to figure out volume, okay? The easiest way is to cut this and split this shape, split this 3D object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it right here. And now that's going to create two different 3D objects, but they're rectangular prisms as opposed to whatever one would call this. Now, I know that for this big rectangular prism, I've got a height, I've got a length of 4 from here. So I've got a length of 4 feet. I've got a width. I've got a width of 2 feet because this was for the entire shape. It was 2 feet deep. So I've got a width that is equal to 2 feet. And I've got a height of 8 feet. So all I need to do is plug these numbers in and we will be good to go. We'll multiply them after that. So length of 4 feet, so 4 times 2 feet width times 8 feet of height. All right, so 4 times 2 is 8 times 8 is 64 feet cubed. Now the reason why we're using cubed, or the 3 as in the exponent place, is because we measured 3 dimensions of this. All right, now to find this little rectangular prism, I know that I've got a length of 2. I've got a length. I'm not sure what I've got my length is. All right, because it says 6 feet. It's the whole thing. Oh, but I've got 6 feet here. And that's the whole length. And I used 4 feet already. So that gives me 2 feet left to work with. So I've got a length of 2 feet. I've got a width of 2 feet from the same number that I used on the other one. And I've got a height of 3 feet. So just like I did in the last one, I'm going to multiply 2 times 2 times 2. I'm sorry, not 2, 3. So again, 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 equals 12. 12 feet cubed, again, because I multiplied 3 different numbers. All right, now I need to add them back together, and that will give me the area for the entire shape. Okay, so 64 feet cubed plus 12 feet cubed. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7 feet cubed. We got 76 feet cubed for the area of, for the volume of this shape. All right. Now, this one is a little bit different because it doesn't give us numbers right off the bat. We've got to have to do actually a little work to solve and figure out what the length and width and height of this whole thing is. I know that I've got 4 cubed units going across the front. So I'm going to call this units for U. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units going across for my width. At the very top of this, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units going for my going up. And the other thing that I would need to know is that this piece right here is 3 units. Okay. And this height here is 3 units. So now we can get to work. I'm going to cut this right here so that I can see, that way I can split it here. Now, it really doesn't matter where you cut it. I could cut here, but I just don't want to. So I'm going to cut it here, and we're going to look at this front piece, and then we're going to look at the back section. So again, same thing as before. And you look at the length, the width, and the height. So I've got a length across the front as 4 times my width, 3, and my height is 3. So 4 times 3 is 12 times 3 is 36 units cubed. All right. And finally, next part, I'm going to look at this back rectangular prism. All right. It's the same length across the front, so that's still 4 units. But my width is now 1, 2, 3. And my height is 5. Okay. So 4 times 3 is 12 times 5 equals 60 units cubed. And again, like I did the last one, because remember, this is additive volume, I'm going to add these 2 numbers up. So I'm going to just bring down the 36. So I've got 60 plus 36 units cubed. 0 plus 6 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9 units cubed. So your answer is 96 units cubed.